in this novel, Jane Austen wants to say that the lack of responsibility on the part of parents leads children uh, uh, on the wrong path. And even Elizabeth and Jane have to face many problems due to irresponsibility of their parents. The other characteristic of this novel is importance of values. Through this novel, Jane Austen wants to inculcate or wants to present the importance of good values. She says that she presents she wants to highlight the importance of good sense, which requires intelligence, common sense, uh, awareness, means carefulness and responsibility. Um, in this novel, we see that Elizabeth has intelligence, carefulness, and responsibility. She has good sense. So, and Darcy Darcy begins to like her due to her good sense, due to her wisdom, intelligence, her her responsibilities. Both of these characters have good sense, and because of this fact, they um, they begin to like each other. Next characteristic is irony. Irony is one of the chief characteristic of Jane Austen's novels. Irony in irony, a person what the person wants to say is is in an irony, a person wants to say something else, but he does something else, does or says what the person wants to express. uh, in irony a in irony, a character or person uh, wants to do something. He wants to uh, mean something, but he says or does totally different to what he wants to present. Um, in in this novel, there are various ironic situations uh, and reversals of fortunes and expectations. For an example, for an example, um, Lady Catherine comes um, to her daughter to tell her, as Lady Catherine wants that her daughter should marry to Darcy. So she comes to warn her daughter um, that Darcy is infatuated towards Elizabeth, and he might propose to Elizabeth, and even Elizabeth may accept his proposal. So she comes to stop the affair between Elizabeth and Darcy, but unknowingly she unites them, because when Darcy comes to know that Elizabeth may accept his proposal if he proposes her again second time, so she comes to so Catherine comes to her daughter to influence her to marry Darcy, but she unites Darcy and Elizabeth. And uh, even Wickham uh, Wickham uh, deceives Elizabeth by telling lies to her about Darcy, but but Elizabeth, through her intelligence, comes to know the bad behavior and deceit of Wickham, and so she begins to develop soft feelings towards Darcy. She realizes the bad character of Wickham and good character of Darcy. So there are many reversals of expectations in this novel. And the next characteristic is art of characterization. Um, Jane Austen is famous for her characterization. There is psychological realism in her characters. Her characters are psycho. Her characters present psychological realism, that such as there is nothing extraordinary in Elizabeth and Darcy's having feeling of hatred towards each other, as Elizabeth has rejected his proposal, and they begin to have uh, hatred or resentment towards each other. But slowly, this resentment begins to develop in love. Uh, so the novel presents psychological realism, and other characteristic of Jane Austen's novels is plot construction. In this novel, there is a main plot of love and marriage of Elizabeth to Darcy, and this plot is integrated with three other subplots. These three subplots are the plots of Lydia and Wickham, the plot of Collins and Charlotte, and the plot of Jane and Bingley. So all these subplots are integrated with this main plot, and dialogue plays important role in this novel. These Jane Austen's novels have comic effect. She uses irony to create humor in her novels. For an example, Mrs. Bennet is angry with her husband, Mr. Bennet, because he doesn't invite Bingley's and Darcy, Mr. Bingley and Darcy to his home, and Mrs. Bennet wants her daughters to get married. So she wants that Darcy and Bingley come to their home, um, so they can cultivate friendship with her daughters. Uh, but when Mr. Bennet doesn't invite them, she becomes angry, and at the dinner table, at the dining table, she becomes angry towards her daughter Lydia. Sorry, Kitty. Uh, she asks Kitty to when Kitty begins to cough, she becomes angry and asks her to stop cough. And Mr. Bennet at this situation says that Kitty is very Kitty times her coughs ill. Means he says that Kitty has no discretion in her cups and she times them ill. At this remark, Kitty replies um, that I don't cough for my own amusement. So this statement makes us laugh, and there are many comments. There are many remarks in this novel which makes us amused. The dialogues in this novel have very humorous effect. So these are the chief characteristics of this novel, Pride and Prejudice. Thank you.